to the 4th episode of The Difference. We're here today at Hollis Woods Community Church. Today we're interviewing a group called The Interview. This group is pretty incredible. I'm going to let you see for yourself.
One of the goals of The Interview is to erase the stigma that occurs in both the media around eating disorders and eating disorders in our mainstream everyday life. I think there's a stigma surrounding eating disorders because it is a psychological issue that manifests itself in physical behaviors and issues. So I think people get confused and don't understand eating disorders. There's this misunderstanding of eating disorders, and I think there's a huge diminishing of the seriousness of eating disorders in our society.
So, Tracy, why did you start The Interview?
I've struggled with an eating disorder for more than half my life, and it has definitely taken its toll on me physically as well as emotionally, and it has affected my family and my friends surrounding me in the same way. And I just really feel that with the percentage of women, older women, who are now developing eating disorders on the increase, that I feel it's because they never got the help when they were younger. And if we can stop this now, if we can hit the high school age children and even younger kids and teach them about it, that maybe it'll stop it from going on into the future and we'll have less and less people with eating disorders.
So this is Danielle. She has an incredible story to share with us. Danielle, I understand you suffer from eating disorder. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, I've been suffering with anorexia since I was 12 years old, and I only came out about my stories now this year when I'm 18. So it's been a very difficult journey for me. It's hard for me to come out with it, but I want to inspire people and know about this, that it's not just about being a drama queen or all these horrible things people have said to me, but it's actually real. But deep down inside, behind the smile, was just a girl who's completely broken.
Don't you think your peers or
High school, definitely. Family definitely didn't understand. I was so terrified to come out about it. And at school, I just felt so judged. No one understands that this is an illness, that you can't control it. No one would want this for themselves. And it just happens over time with all the media and all these influences that you need to be skinny, that you need to be perfect. Which in real life, perfect doesn't even exist.
Started with The Interview because I knew a few girls that were in the program, and it was something that I wanted to learn more about. I thought one way about eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia. Throughout the process of coming to the meetings and coming to the workshop, I got to understand a little bit.
I come to The Interview because I struggle with self-injury. Even though The Interview focuses on eating disorders, it has helped me because eating disorders is similar to self-injury. With self-injury, people focus on the injury. Just like with eating disorders, people focus on the food. People don't look at the cause of these issues, or why they started in the first place. The Interview allows me to learn more about myself.
Do you think eating disorders only affect females?
It doesn't only affect females, it affects men as well. I remember when I was in high school, I had a bunch of friends on the football teams, and they would go through like extreme lengths to maintain a certain weight or a certain image, certain body image. So it was pretty hard to watch my friends go through something like that.
Are you the only guy at The Interview?
I am one of the few guys in the Interview, and I represent the men who are suffering from eating disorders. I personally do not have an eating disorder, and I just want to be a part of the Interview, and I'm glad I am, so I could help spread awareness.
I come to the Interview because, sometimes I struggle with self-esteem, just like some of the other girls there or people there. And it helps a lot because it's not just about eating disorders, because I don't have an eating disorder, but I learn just as much, and I feel just as comfortable expressing myself and talking with everyone because everyone's so open about whatever problems that you have, and everybody's so non-judgmental, so it really doesn't matter what you have to say. Like, you know, it's just like a big family, so everybody is good to everybody else.
The media makes it seem like you need to have this cookie-cutter figure in order to, you know, present yourself, but it's things like that that cause, you know, women and men to develop eating disorders.
Not everyone is this superficial, airbrushed model on a magazine cover. It's just everywhere you look, billboards, you can't escape it.
The media speaks about eating disorders by calling celebrities bulimic or questioning all the time in magazines. Oh, look how skinny she got. Is she bulimic? Is she throwing up her food?
What's it like living with an eating disorder for so many years?
Living with an eating disorder is a very haunting disease. You're constantly stuck inside yourself listening to this voice that's telling you you're not good enough, you'll never be pretty enough, and the voice becomes so strong that you listen to it to the point where what you see in the mirror you believe, even though it's not what others see when they see you. And it really brings your self-esteem down to the lowest point where it affects everybody around you. You disassociate from friends, and you disassociate from your true personality of who you really are. And living with it for this many years, like I said, it has taken a major toll on relationships I've had, as well as my health. But it's not something that's easy to live with.
I would just think over and over again, stop eating, we need to be perfect. You need to be skinny or else you're worthless. And it was just like sick thoughts, but at the same time, there was another side of me who was like, Danielle, stop this. This is not who you are. This is not a healthy way to live. And it's just like a constant battle in your head between two people.
What really helps me is at home when I'm not feeling so well. I used to be in this habit of writing really negative and bad comments about myself on my mirror, like ugly, fat, but now I've been drawing hearts around my mirror and writing lovely and beautiful, and it's good to look at in the morning because it just helps me remind myself that even when I am feeling the lowest, this is who I am, and I do so much for a lot of people and for myself, and it's just a great reminder.
So now we're here with Jill. Jill, can you tell us about the NU's curriculum?
Yeah, it's a very interesting curriculum because it's very interactive, where when we go into the schools, it's all about teaching the people that we're talking to how to teach about these eating disorders. And it has a lot of things in it that you wouldn't expect, where it'll have some things that it'll probably be the first time you've heard about it, about any type of eating disorder. When we go out to schools and teach it to the younger kids there, is what they then do is they're going to go out and teach it to other people. So it's not just ending where we go into the schools, it's going to keep going because there's going to be people who, once they learn the curriculum, they're going to want to go out and teach other people.
I know this is such a sensitive topic. How do the kids react when you're teaching the curriculum?
Well, since you said it's such a sensitive topic, what we're trying to do is break down these barriers and these cliches that people would have.
So you guys meet on Wednesday nights. What's a typical Wednesday night for you guys?
We start off with an icebreaker. You know, everybody, we get asked like eating disorder questions, and even if you don't know the answer, it's okay because we always, somebody always answers for you, or you know, it's good to learn about that.
Yeah.
And then we get asked like personal questions also.
So what are some of the personal questions you guys touch on?
We talk about what has happened to us in the last 24 hours, positive, negative, and we always try to end up on a positive note. So.
And you guys relate to each other in that way? Like if someone says something about what happened to them?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody, like, from the first time I've been here, there's always somebody relating to somebody else. And basically, this is a big support group. Like, everyone here is amazing, and it's confidential. You can say whatever. Nobody's going to go outside and tell anybody who it is, and we're all here for each other.
What message do you want to send to everyone watching this video?
That an eating disorder of any type, there's many types, is nothing to be joked about. I'm so sick of hearing the jokes that go around about it, even the joke about somebody with cancer. These disorders are very debilitating, and they need to be taught so that they can be learned, so that other people will understand that it is a disease. It's not only debilitating, but it's deadly, and it plays with your mind, and it brings that self-esteem down, so it keeps you from living the life you really should live.
My favorite part of the NEU is when somebody finally really opens up, because it lets me know and them know that they're not the only ones struggling with the same thing. And then NEU is about being comfortable in your own skin and not worrying about what other people think or what other people say. It's about being able to look yourself in the mirror and love yourself for who you are, because it all goes back to the title, just the inner you, because it all is about what's inside of you and what you can do with yourself if you give yourself the time and the recognition.
The message that I would love to send, in regards to eating disorders for everybody is that you are beautiful on the inside and the outside.
The inner you, I can honestly say, has saved my life. Not the inner you, you're educated. You can open up and not try to hide your feelings. You can say whatever you want and you're not being judged. People are there to help you through it, but not try and force you to eat a cheeseburger. But people understand because they're being educated. They're your friends. You build such a bond with everyone in the group, and it's just such an amazing thing.
People die from eating disorders every single day. People suffer with eating disorders every single day. People get sick from them every single day. So I think it's important that people realize the seriousness of eating disorders. So I think the inner you, and even this episode of The Difference right now, can help to diminish the stigma and to erase the stigma surrounding eating disorders through education and knowledge, through talking.
Tracy, you created the Inner You program. You inspire many men and women to join and bring self-awareness or awareness of this very stigma, big problem, eating disorder. You are an example of what it is to make a difference.
That means a lot to me. That really does. I never set out to be that, but I just want to help other people, learn about it.
You should, and I want to see this program grow way bigger because we will get there.
And then do our part.
So this has been the 4th episode of The Difference. Thanks for joining us here. And ladies, thank you for sharing all your personal stories. It really meant a lot.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. See you guys. Now we're here with Jill. Say hi, Jill.
This is going on the outtakes.
Oh my God, thank you. Jesus.
And like you said, it's a very sensitive topic.